Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some interesting material you sent over, and today our mission really is to figure out how this Create Studio AI 3D animation tool might genuinely reshape your marketing if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner.
It's a really vital question. I mean, today, standing out online, that's everything. All
Totally.
those static images, the same old posts, they just, well, they get drowned out so easily.
Exactly. So the idea behind Create Studio AI, the buzz anyway, is that it gives you a way to cut through all that clutter using, dynamic 3D animation.
Right. Think about showing off your product with a really vibrant, sort of interactive 360-degree view,
Yeah.
highlighting every angle, every feature.
Or like making your logo actually move and feel like your brand's personality.
Yeah, bringing it to life.
And the really interesting part, apparently this kind of visual power is now accessible. You don't need years of technical know-how or, a Hollywood budget.
Which sounds almost too good to be true sometimes.
Yeah. It does. Okay, so let's unpack that. How does it work? The first thing that jumps out from the source is this intuitive interface.
Yes, and what's really key here is the AI integration. It's designed not to be like that complex, intimidating animation software we usually think of.
Okay.
The focus is really on simplicity, a user-friendly approach.
Right. So the AI is kind of like a helper, offering suggestions, maybe automating the really tricky parts.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like a co-pilot, as you said. Think about something like AI-assisted motion tracking.
Motion tracking.
Yeah, making things move realistically. The AI helps you apply that to 3D models, even if you've, never done animation.
Spending hours on tiny adjustments.
Uh-huh.
You can actually focus on your creative idea, your story.
Precisely.
Okay.
What's the message you want to get across?
Yeah.
That's huge for entrepreneurs who know their business inside out, but maybe aren't, 3D graphics experts.
Yeah. Makes sense. But okay, what about the actual stuff you animate? The models, the backgrounds. Do you need to create all that yourself? That sounds like a big hurdle.
Good question. And that leads us straight to the next point.
Yeah.
The asset library. The source talks about a huge and apparently growing collection of pre-made 3D stuff.
Just like
Models, characters, backgrounds, special effects, a whole range.
And crucially, it says customizable, right? So it's not just generic clips.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the key. You can take these assets and really tweak them, colors, textures, logos, so they fit your brand, your specific campaign.
Okay, I see. So you could grab, say, a basic phone mock-up, change the color, slap your logo on it, maybe add a unique texture.
And you're good to go. Much faster than starting with, a completely blank screen.
Which can be super intimidating. Definitely avoids that, okay, this looks cool, but where do I even begin feeling?
Right.
So it's designed to be easy, comes with lots of adaptable content, but how does it actually fit into your day-to-day marketing, your existing setup?
Integration. That's the next big piece. The source makes it clear this is designed to work with the tools you're probably already using.
That's vital. Nobody wants a cool tool that creates amazing things you can't actually use easily in your emails or social media or website.
Absolutely not. So the ability to export animations in different formats, MP4s for video, GIFs, even those interactive GLB files for web, that's built in.
Ah, okay.
So the examples like embedding a 3D demo on your landing page or sharing an animated explainer on social media, they suggest it should slot right into your current strategies pretty smoothly.
Minimal friction, basically. Get the cool visuals out there without a huge headache. That sounds like a massive time saver. Gold for entrepreneurs.
Definitely.
Now, the elephant in the room, money, cost is always a factor for smaller businesses.
And the source addresses that head on. It acknowledges, hiring professional 3D animators, that can be really expensive, often out of reach.
Right.
So Create Studio AI is positioned as that cost-effective alternative, putting that kind of visual power, that 3D impact in-house.
So you get the high-quality look without the massive agency price tag.
That's the idea, achieving that visual punch, but affordably. And they also mention a flexible subscription model, suggesting it can scale with your business needs and budget.
Okay, that's good to know. So it's user-friendly, has the assets, integrates well, budget-conscious. But where specifically can you use this? The source mentioned quite a few applications.
Oh yeah, it's pretty versatile. The source laid out a whole bunch of ways you could use it with specific examples, which is really helpful. We could maybe touch on a few.
Yeah, let's do that. Product demos, maybe. Kick us off there.
Okay, so here it's about going beyond just flat pictures, giving people a really engaging, interactive look at your product. Features, benefits.
Like that 360 view example you mentioned.
Yep.
For an e-commerce store, letting someone spin the product around online.
Exactly. It gives a much better feel for it, almost like holding it. Creates a richer understanding.
Totally. Way better than just static photos.
Yeah.
Okay, what about brand storytelling?
This is using animation to connect emotionally. Imagine your startup using a short, maybe compelling 3D animation to show your mission, your values.
Ah, making those abstract ideas more concrete and memorable.
Right. It's a dynamic way to show the why behind your business, not just the what.
Makes sense. And explainer videos, always popular.
Yep. Taking complicated stuff, ideas, processes, how software works, and making it super clear visually.
Right, like that software company example showing platform features with animation instead of just like a wall of text in a manual.
Much more effective for most people. Visuals just cut through the complexity.
Okay, and social media, where attention spans are. Well,
Ah.
short.
Yeah, crucial there. The idea is creating really eye-catching animated posts, ads, stuff that actually stops the scroll.
Gets you noticed in that crowded feed.
Exactly. Higher engagement, more clicks. Think of an animated infographic showing key stats much more engaging than just numbers on a static image.
Well, definitely. Anything moving catches the eye. What about presentations, pitches?
Big potential there, too. Using dynamic 3D visuals can really make your slides pop.
Mm-hmm.
Capture attention, whether it's investors or clients. Leaves a stronger impression.
I can see that. Like, instead of a boring bar chart, an animated one that grows and moves. Makes data less dry.
For sure. More digestible, more exciting, frankly.
And lastly, websites and landing pages.
Yeah, embedding interactive 3D stuff right there. Like the real estate example, offering a full 3D virtual tour on the website itself.
That's way more immersive than just photos.
Much richer experience for the user.
Yeah.
So yeah, across the board, lots of possibilities.
It really does paint a picture of, wow, you could use this almost anywhere in your marketing. Now, the source also mentioned something sort of beyond just the software features.
Yeah, it emphasized that the goal isn't just to sell software. They position Create Studio AI as more of a creative partner,
A partner? How so?
focused on empowering you, the user, to tell your story better, to connect more deeply with your audience through more compelling visuals.
So it's about enabling communication, not just animation.
That's the feeling. And they back that up by highlighting the support resources tutorials, the support team, a community forum.
Ah, okay. So you're not left high and dry if you're new to this.
Seems like they're trying to address that concern. Make it accessible, provide help when you need it, reassuring, especially if you're not super technical.
Definitely good to know there's backup. Sounds like the goal is really broad accessibility.
Yeah, the message seems to be that any business, regardless of size, should be able to tap into this kind of professional level 3D animation for their marketing.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. The takeaway seems to be that Create Studio AI offers this, well, genuinely user-friendly path.
And cost effective.
Right, cost-effective path to using 3D animation for all sorts of marketing stuff.
And the potential upsides are pretty clear.
Yeah.
Grabbing attention in a very noisy world, explaining things clearly, making a real impression.
And ultimately, hitting your marketing goals more effectively.
Exactly. Driving real results.
So as you're listening, maybe think about your own marketing right now. How are you presenting your products, your brand? Where could adding that dynamic visual punch of 3D animation make a real difference? Where could it help you stand out, grab that customer's attention in a way your current static content just can't?
Something to chew on.
That's your deep dive done, and definitely some food for thought.